Here she is all assembled. Still got a little bit of buffing to do on the roof, so that's really what got it dirty. Was Dad decided to come in here and start buffing. So here she is, panels on. I repainted all this trim too while it was off. Dupla color trim and bumper paint. License plate on. Everything nice and together. Still got a buff. We sanded some spots out of the roof. Some stuff landed in the paint. Door jambs. Nice, proper body color. Trunk. Same story in the trunk. But there she is, boys. Powered by Ford Performance. Yeah, when you're painting, you just have a lot of like wipe and look again because it all gets kind of cloudy looking. But like this, I would say is good sanded. Nothing really, well, right in here, like that needs to be sanded again. Anything shiny. This area is like okay sanded. And of course, then you got, hasn't even been touched. So when we start sanding, that'll be, of course, the work. I was trying to be careful around that edge. And you see, I'm just spreading a little moisture and like changing the whole dynamic look of it. So usually you end up having to sand shit like 2 or 3 times to make sure you got it. What I was thinking too, easiest thing would probably be start working on the top part of the car. Knock all that out, and then once we get to the point that we're working down low, I can bring a couple of folding chairs out here. We can put the car in the air, and then we can start working on the bottom section and like getting this little nonsense off and playing around with that kind of stuff. Yippee! I'll go. All right. So what we're doing here today is since street class really limits you so strictly on what you can do to a car, is we're just going to go with showmanship here. We're going to go with a proper paint job. So if you pan over to the car, you'll see this white dust is all clear coat. We'll have to take the car back outside and wash it. We've put it up in the air to make it easier. And you'll see I actually did the interior with spray bombs. So this will be our blue paint for the bottom section of the car. The top will be gold. And we're going to copycat my 68 Torino if you've seen that thing before. There again, we would do other stuff, but street class rules just limit us to basically nothing. But we can repaint it and look really cool. All right, we got the gold clear coat on. Remains to be seen, of course, but when we pull back the tape and paper, how much of the mess got underneath that. But right now is that hopeful, wonderful time when everything's perfect. This is actually one of the better gloss clear jobs I've ever done. I mean, this weather is actually great for it. Great break in the winter weather. This is 3 coats of base and 2 pretty heavy coats of clear. I was actually a little scared it was going to run. So far it hasn't. But yeah, it's looking great so far. Hopefully pull the tape back and everything looks great. But I mean, being as I'm doing this outside, some garbage landed in it. But hey, can't be perfect, I guess.
Christmas Day 2025. And what are we doing? Painting a car. Merry Christmas! Don't save that one. Here we are at almost 5:30, getting dark. We're gonna have to finish up. It might be dark time we finish up, but it will be blue and gold.
All right, we just took a day off, but here it is out in the light, unmasked. We'll start getting this thing together in the next day or so. Now, just to be full disclosure now, is when you're painting outside, you'd think in the wintertime bugs would all be dead. I don't know if that's even showing up in the camera, but there's a little bug went for a little hike. And I think some water landed in the paint up here. This, hopefully this will sand and buff, but it's what happens. Where
did the bug walk through?
Here? Oh, it's so close even Dad can't even tell in person. There it is, right there.
Oh shoot, that'll be easy to fix.
Mm-hmm. And this will polish right out. I didn't quite get enough. It just looks like dust, and some of it did actually just wipe right off. Some of it's kind of stuck.
Most of it's just dust.
Yeah.
You got a spot here to scrape off with a razor blade.
Yeah, we just gotta razor them out. Kid with a motorcycle. Maybe it's just a new thing, but like I swear it. This is going to be sacrilege to some of the people who watch this video, but I think it wears it better than the Torino did. Maybe I'll change my mind eventually, but... Oh yeah, and just to screw around...
You don't even hardly see that water spot, even if
you do. You do. That was some sorry paint work I did on the brake calipers. All we did was just spray it down with some adhesion promoter and hit it, but I was running out of paint and didn't have enough to do it right, so... And that's what metallic paint looks like while you're stirring it. Mesmerizing.